Had a busy day, guys. Nothing's quite gone to plan. The sun has essentially set, but we are still sitting down to film this video. Let's get into it. Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to our channel where today we're continuing the Perfectionism Deprogramming series with a series of antidotes to perfectionism. If you haven't yet seen the Perfectionism Deprogramming series, I'll link it up below so you can read about, listen about what perfectionism is and isn't, how it's come to be and why it's so common, the things to look out for and the telltale signs that you might be a perfectionist yourself, why it's important to recognize your perfectionism, the dangers of it and how it's affected me in my own personal life, and of course the first steps to deprogramming it. So in the next few videos, I'm going to give you some antidotes to perfectionism, some anti-perfectionism mindsets that lead to anti-perfectionism behaviors, experiences, and results. These are not simple, easy fixes as the word antidote may imply, but hey, nothing easy or worthwhile, fulfilling in life is ever easy, is it? These are different perspectives to explore and try on and see what they create for you in your life. Some things might be like light bulb moments that suddenly and instantly change your thinking, the way you see the world, the way that you make decisions, and subsequently change your behavior. But I want to preface that these changes will more often take purposeful practice, deliberate reinforcement. And with that, I want you to know that this deliberate reinforcement is only so effortful at the beginning, and with consistent practice it becomes more effortless. So know that it won't always be this hard, and your practice is paying off. Your practice is making new programming. That is new programming for your mind. I also want to preface that as you open your perspective, I want you to be gentle and patient with yourself. Your perfectionism programming, as illogical and frustrating as it might be to you, is so well ingrained, it's so well practiced over your whole lifetime, probably from school time until now. With all that practice, it's become so easy for your brain. That is the effortless thing for your brain right now. And it takes a high level of awareness to be able to interrupt those perfectionistic thought patterns as they're happening in your day. So deliberately practice, go into your day with intention, but also remember to forgive yourself in those times where you weren't conscious, in those times where you didn't feel like you were in control, when you were responding, reacting more compulsively in the moment, and believing and living in those old perfectionism thought patterns. We're just gonna slowly chip away at them. Ultimately, the process of changing your mind, having a different perspective, seeing things differently so that you can make different decisions, respond differently in the world, is a multi-step process. I'll link my video up below of the overview of the steps to changing your mind that I've created. See, think, and be. This process of changing your mind requires stacks and stacks of skills, not limited to awareness, emotional regulation, metacognition, critical thinking, the skillful use of your attention, and tools like excellent questions. And it's been said before that it is very hard to solve the problem from the thinking that created it. So let's aim for openness, curiosity, compassion, and patience with yourself in this process. You're going to want to resort to your defaults of self-doubt and self-criticism. We're going to actively be aware of them and pull ourselves back to these other more useful states of mind. Today's antidote to perfectionism programming is strong opinions loosely held. Let's talk about it. Strong opinions loosely held. What this means to me is to set your eyes on a goal, a far ahead target, a big picture mission, and don't look back. But as you're taking steps forwards, as you're moving towards the goal, keep your eyes open so that you can learn and adapt. This really speaks to being focused on the big picture outcome. The reason for seeking the goal is, I like to call it your worthy why. Your worthy why is your compelling reason. The goal in itself is just a technicality, but it actually means something more to you. What do you think that the impact of the goal is going to be for yourself, for the people in your community, your loved ones, the people close to you, and for the greater world? Encompassed in that impact and worthy why is the person that you're going to become by achieving that goal. The knowledge and the skill sets that you're going to gain by virtue of moving from where you are now to where you need to be. What is the impact of you having all of those new skill sets? Again, for yourself and the other areas of your life not related to this goal, for the people in your close circle, and for the greater world. So the goal is much more than that factual statement or sentence, and it's the impact of the transformation that you need to go through. So with that bigger picture idea of the goal in the front of your mind, the mission or the impact, this is the thing that I want you to be laser focused on. What I don't want you to be focused on, which I see many perfectionists are focused on, is the how-to, the step by step to get there, the step 0 to step 100 that they want to be perfectly mapped out to achieve that mission, to achieve that goal, to have that impact and transformation. I want you to have a strong opinion about achieving that goal and why it's important, but I want you to have loosely held opinions and be open to the how-to of doing that goal, to what steps 0 to 100 actually look like. Set your focus on your goal and don't look back, but keep your eyes open so you can learn and adapt. This strong opinions, loosely held concept to me encompasses the idea that we actually don't know, and we don't need to know, steps 0 to 100 before we start. And I don't want you to be attached to what steps 0 to 100 actually look like. I want you to be fiercely fixated on achieving the goal, but I want you to be open to how you will achieve the goal. The reason that this is so important for perfectionists is because when we map out steps 0 to 100 to achieve our goal, as perfectionists do, this works perfectly well for the perfectionists as long as they truly can achieve steps 0 to 100 and everything goes perfectly to plan. But often in life, not only do things not go to plan, and steps 0 to 100 might quickly become out of our control, but also, and more importantly, as you progress through these steps, if it is a big transformational goal like I want it to be for you, then with progressive steps, you're becoming a different person. You're gathering more knowledge and data, and you're building more skill sets that you didn't have when you made your plan at step 0. I want you to be able to adapt your plan and make better decisions based on what you learn along the way. And if you're absolutely attached to exactly how you're going to do step 0, 10, 15, 27, 93, then there's no room for you to actually change and adapt your plan, even when it makes it better. So it's not comfortable for somebody who has a perfectionism mindset to have loosely held plans or be open or leave any place for uncertainty. But this is how you grow at an exponential rate. This is how you can be somewhere in your life, look back 1 year and realize that yourself back then could have never comprehended where you could be now. You are a different person. You see the world differently. You have a different concept of what's possible now to what you did then. The quote that comes to mind for this is, do your best until you know better, and then do better. So not only does this help the perfectionist by virtue of allowing them to incorporate all of the progressive knowledge and skills and adaptations that they make from steps 0 to 100, but also it helps the perfectionist to get started. A common perfectionistic mindset is that you need to know steps 0 to 100 before you should start, and that you want that guaranteed outcome. You want that step-by-step process to feel motivated, to feel like it's worthwhile to even start at this ambitious goal. And I think this is why it's so much easier for us to complete our higher education or any formal schooling for that matter, because we have this how-to laid out for us. You have a subject with a curriculum, you have so many courses, you do X, Y, Z, and as long as you tick those boxes, you're basically guaranteed your success. And I know this has been a great temptation for me in medicine too. I've always found great comfort in the idea that the path is laid out to me. There is a point of success that I want, and if I just follow X, Y, Z steps, I'm going to get there eventually. There's this sense of guaranteed results, guaranteed success. I think this tendency is part innate. Humans love certainty, and they don't like to waste energy when they don't think there's going to be payback for it. But also it's been reinforced to us in school. It's how our schooling system has always worked. School has always told us that if we tick these boxes, then we will get this in return. Now in real life, we need to deprogram this entitlement that we have to success. While the step-by-step is available in school, and it might be available in many career paths, medicine included, For most of life, the step-by-step is not available. And if we say as perfectionists that we don't feel comfortable or we don't think it's worthwhile starting, unless we know steps 0 to 100, then think of how many things we're going to miss out on in our lives. When the truth is that not only can you start step 1 without even knowing step 2 yet, but also that you might be more successful if you don't micromanage and micro-plan each step 0 to 100 and instead stay open to adapting to what you learn as you grow. Strong opinions loosely held. Set your goal and don't look back, but keep your eyes open so you can learn and adapt. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you found this perspective helpful for your perfectionism programming, and we can start to deprogram that perfectionism mindset and replace it with some more useful programs. I'm definitely calling these system upgrades. I'll see you guys in my next video.